Monday morning I am in a fog, feel like a dog, can't find my other boot. Tuesday they done cut my power off, this week hold on, I'm only halfway through. I did Wednesday, Thursday slow but steady by Friday night. I'm ready for the weekend, gonna holler like a dog. I'm ready for the weekend, I'm gonna cook me a big old hog.
Are you ready for the weekend? Let us know down below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the stream. We appreciate everyone joining us on tonight's program. Boy, do we got a show packed for you today. And didn't quite think I'd make this stream today. But we're here. We're doing the show. We're going to cover the latest cruise news. We're going to touch on Carnival, Royal Caribbean, plus the channel. If we get to 15 likes before 550... I will announce the big news for the channel. So, yeah, if we get to 15 likes before 550, I will announce it immediately when we get to 15 likes. So, let's put that as the goal right there. But, again, I hope everyone's doing well today. And, of course, we're trying out some new equipment here on the show. So, again, let us know if we are 5x5 in the chat. If we are, again, let us know down below. Yeah, we got a little bit last minute details. We're working with the show as always, trying to get the show looking best for you guys, and boy, we're looking good so far up here. So yeah, because you see here, it looks like we're in HD this week, so of course got a new camera for all y'all. But enough talking about the new gear. We're, again, if we get to 15 likes, that's the goal. Before 550, I'm gonna announce the big news for the channel, and trust me, this is something you do not want to miss. So again, stay tuned for that. So in this stream, we're going to be discussing the Carnival Mardi Gras and her updates. Like, where in the world is she? Like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Well, where in the world is the Mardi Gras? We're going to be talking about that. Again, current location. Plus, we are going to be discussing, that's right, the news about the Adventure of the Seas. What's up with her? Plus, we're talking about Carnival also getting the green light. Freedom of the Seas. We're also talking about celebrity test cruises. We're discussing all of this in today's show. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to start it off with the one, the only Carnival Cruise Line. That's right, the folks over there at Carnival Cruise Line. So again, they currently, as we speak, have, of course, getting the ships ready to resume sailings. They have currently 3 ships that are supposedly scheduled to resume sailings very, very, very soon. Now, these ships include the one, the only, the Carnival, that's right, the Carnival Horizon, Carnival Breeze, and Carnival Vista. Those are the 3 ships so far, and supposedly with a 3rd ship soon to be announced beginning of the summer. Plus, of course, so those are for the Caribbean. And out of Alaska, of course, we have the one, the only, the Carnival Miracle, which it's a miracle that ship is sailing. Needed like a comedy sound effect right there. Anyway, yeah, it is a miracle to see that Carnival is able to get Alaska sailings restarted. This is usually the part of the show I was experimenting where I'm supposed to put corny cruise jokes and see how it pans out. So again, y'all, it's going to be a miracle once again that how Carnival is able to pull all of this restart date out. Now, again, Carnival with their 2 ships, they have, let's say 2 ships. Well, technically 2 ships out of Texas, Galveston. All these ships, I believe, except the Miracle. Maybe the Miracle will be doing it. All of them will be doing, all 3 of them out of the U.S. announced so far, except Alaska, are set to do test cruises, and those are set to happen any time now. We don't have a specific time frame for Carnival, which is, again, very interesting. We don't have a specific time frame on when these test cruises will happen. Royal Caribbean did, which we're going to talk about Royal Caribbean and Celebrity a little bit later in the program tonight, but yeah, so Carnival announced that they're going to be resuming sailings on those 3 ships out of the U.S. And you may be wondering, Tyler, well, is this actually going to happen? Because remember, a while back, Carnival said they're going to resume sailings on a few ships, and that never actually happened. But I got good news to report. Crew are actually going back on the ships to resume sailing, so that indeed is your good news when it comes to cruising with Carnival. And let me know down below if you if you're going to go cruise with Carnival on board one of these cruises in July, which is hard to believe it's July, a few weeks or months away, which is just crazy to believe. So yeah, there you go. That was the story there with Carnival. Now we're going to see if we can transition to our next one right here. So we're going to be transitioning all the way over there to Carnival again, I believe, with the Mardi Gras. That's right, the one, the only, the Carnival Mardi Gras. Let's see if it can hold. So yeah, there you go. So that is the Carnival Mardi Gras. Now the Mardi Gras, as of right now, is scheduled to be on her way to Port Canaveral. Actually, she already left Barcelona. She's about halfway with the Atlantic crossing, and it's scheduled as of right now to be in Port Canaveral on basically June the 4th. Now, that date could change, but most likely it won't because there's so much hype around this date. So, speaking of that, you folks in the chat may be wondering, Tyler, will you be there for the Mardi Gras? I know you said you were going to be there. Well, as of right now, it's a 70% go for me heading over there to the Cape to see it. Don't know if I'll be there for its arrival, just because that arrival for the Carnival Mardi Gras is not announced yet. So it will be interesting to see, because again, Port Canaveral listened to their commissioners meeting. We can't go to our park we usually go to and park there because of basically they don't want people forcing the boaters not able to access their public park. So we have to find another place. So it looks like we're going to pay to go to Jetty Park to see the Carnival Mardi Gras, hopefully on this Friday. So that will be interesting. Definitely going to vlog it. Hopefully meet some other creators. If you're going to Port Canaveral to see the Mardi Gras, please let me know down in the comments below on the 4th, and we may be able to meet up. Speaking of cruise news, our next story is with Viking, the Viking Ocean. She has indeed arrived in the one, the only, the port of, again, Bermuda, getting ready for her summer sailings, which is, again, very, very interesting. Yeah, again, very interesting to see here with Viking, with the Viking Ocean going to be resuming sailings out of Bermuda after Royal Caribbean, of course, canceled it because they are afraid of the Bermuda Triangle. Now, I'm just kidding. That's another corny joke here, but as you see here, as of right now, Viking is the only cruise line scheduled to sail out of Bermuda this summer. Again, that could change. Another cruise line could go to Bermuda, home port there, but as of right now, most likely not. Viking will be the only one, with Viking doing just a Bermuda cruise. Again, very interesting to see with all of the cruise lines. We'll have to see how everything plans out. Again, not quite sure. Catch you up with the stories if you guys are just tuning in. Again, we talked about Carnival with the Mardi Gras. And, of course, the 3 ships, actually 4 ships technically here out of the United States. So, let me know down below in the comments below if you are going to be there. Blaine says, again, Blaine says you should go to the El Luca meetup on the 5th. Yeah. So sadly, Blaine cannot make that. Only date I actually have available is on the 4th. So if any of you guys want to come Port Canaveral and meet up, let me know. Of course, you can get to my business acquirely, which should be in the about section of the channel, or you can contact the show via, of course, IG messaging, all that good stuff. So if you're in Port Canaveral on the 4th, let's go ahead and you can come and meet up with me. I'll be at Jetty Park as of right now, so good things could change, but And again, y'all, when we get to 15 likes on this stream, if you have not already, shameless plug, like this stream because we will be discussing, of course, the big chance for the channel this summer. And here's a hint, it does involve seaports. So back to the Viking Orion story. Of course, as you see there, that's the Viking Ocean, I should say, not the Orion. The Orion's sailing out of the UK this summer. But basically, this ship will be sailing round trip 7-night cruises out of Bermuda to Bermuda. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Of course, the ship is there getting ready to resume sailings. Again, I believe in July. It could be June, but I do believe July when they'll be resuming sailings. I believe 100% vaccinated on this cruise, like Royal Caribbean. Again, not quite sure. Viking's health and safety protocols are some of the best out there with daily testing on board the ship. So, yeah, there you go. So, we're going to cover this story right here with the Celebrity Edge. Now, this is Captain Case McHugh's ship when she does this a very, very big, eventful sailing on board this ship, the Celebrity Edge, out of Fort Lauderdale on the 26th of June. That's right, the 26th of June. I just really can't believe that they're going to have cruise ships sailing out of the U.S. as of right now on the 26th of June. Will this date actually feasibly happen? I have my doubts that it will. Nothing against Celebrity. It's just, it's going to be interesting to see how they pull it off. Again, that's less than a month from now. Again, I do wish Celebrity the best on this, and yeah, hope they do able to pull it off. But as of right now, my eyes, I can't really see them pulling it off. But again, we could see they may have some all along in the plans. But again, if they open the bookings up, let me know if you're going to go ahead and book them. I know the bookings were supposed to open up very soon. However, they have not told us when they're going to be opening up bookings. So Blaine says he's going to be in town for not the Celebrity Edge, but for the Carnival Mardi Gras. So Blaine, yeah, if you want to get in contact with me, I believe we'll love to meet up with you at either if you're at Jetty Park to see the Mardi Gras, or you're in port, maybe go to lunch or something. Let me know. Again, you can always DM me on Instagram, or of course business inquiries via the link down in the description below. So yeah, so Blaine was also talking about the Carnival, which again, back to my Celebrity point, again, Celebrity is bypassing the whole 2A port agreements by basically doing 100% vaccinated cruising, which is the way to go if you want to not do test sailings, which again means families are not right now. So if you're not allowed on the ship, I should say, if you're under the age of 12. So there you go. That's a caveat with doing the 100% vaccinated sailing. So yeah, he does say, again, and the CDC has given Carnival approval to restart. It's getting interesting now. Yeah, so it's interesting to see with, of course, Carnival getting 100% approval. I believe a lot of other cruise lines have also got 100% approval. The only problem is I don't think the other cruise lines are talking about the 100% approval with, of course, all the ports Carnival submitted. Of course, what Blaine's talking about is Carnival got permission for Port Canaveral, Galveston, and Port of Miami to do cruising out of there this summer. So yeah, it's definitely going to get interesting for operations out of the Caribbean or Florida this summer, or specifically the U.S. this summer. It's going to be interesting. I wish all these cruise lines their best. And again, all we're waiting to hear now is with Royal Caribbean, how they're going to do these test cruises. I know Carnival, I believe they're doing casino members. I believe that's what they're doing. I heard watching a Lana Zangano video a while back, I think, on that. Royal Caribbean, they're doing the Volunteer of the Seas program. However, I don't think that's going to actually work out, because 250,000 people, how in the world are they going to be fair and choose the right two people out of the 250,000 people? So yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. I guess in theory they could, with the 250,000 people they have. I guess in theory, if they do all their whole fleet with test cruises, they could in theory maybe get half the people on board. But yeah, again, I have to wait and see how it does pan out with the Celebrity and all the cruise industry with these test sailings. And again, I believe Celebrity's bypassing them, so we'll be interested to see how that pans out with the one, the only, the Celebrity Edge. Of course, that ship is, of course, scheduled to resume sailings on the 26th out of Fort Lauderdale. And as Celebrity says, it is someday is now. So yeah, someday is in a few days. So it really is a few days away. It's less than a month, which is just mind-blowing. Of course, up next is the Freedom of the Seas. It's the last story here on the show before we talk about some other things. The Freedom of the Seas, of course, is scheduled to do test cruises to Coco Key beginning, guess what, the 20th of June. That's right. Now, we have not heard any other things about these test cruises, like who will be invited, where they'll go. Most likely it'll be Coco Key. If you watch my video on my second channel, The Cruise Junkie, once again, another shameless plug there. I covered that on the show when it just came out. Breaking news there with the Freedom of the Sea. So there you go. That was the stories with, of course, Carnival. Covered the Mardi Gras, the Viking Orion, the Freedom of the Seas, the one, the only, the beautiful Celebrity Edge, and more. So yeah, there you go. That's your cruise news for this week. We're going to do a show on Sunday at 2 o'clock. We're going to cover more in depth than what we're doing right now with all the stories, but we're almost to 550 where I'm going to basically give you guys the big cruise news with my channel, and it is cruise news related. So I know you're like, well, Tyler, I thought you said it has to do with a port, not a cruise. Well, technically it does. It doesn't involve me actually getting on any cruise ship, sadly, but it doesn't involve going to cruise port. I said not ports because we're going to a port. Can't quite say where, but if you follow me on IG, you most likely have seen some hints. So there you go. I'm gonna leave it as that. But again, y'all, this is the time right now. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the show. We're almost to the halfway point of the show, which is just crazy to believe, guys. And once again, I thank all of you guys for the support. And yeah, again, if you wanna get in contact with the show, of course, I always love talking with you guys. So of course, if you want to contact me, the information is down in the about section of the channel. So also, guys, before we get to, of course, the big channel news which you guys are just waiting for, if you have not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Again, it greatly helps support me. The content, it's not easy to make. It just takes a lot of effort to do it. So again, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. It greatly helps support the channel. I really do appreciate it. Also, guys, if you have not done so already, please check out the Cruise Junkie merchandise. We have some of the best cruise merchandise for the summer cruises on the Adventure of the Seas and more. So again, check out the Cruise Junkie merch. Again, every purchase on there helps support the channel and produce this brand new series. So without further ado, it's 550. Here's the news. Before we do that, I want to put hashtag hype in the chat if you're ready to hear this big news for the channel. The first episode, I actually even have the date it's going to come out, which again, big news. So if you have not already, put hype in the chat so I can see some people are ready to see this new series, the announcement. This is right here. I had no trailer for this series because again, if I make a trailer, almost all the footage for the first episode will be inside the trailer, so it wouldn't be quite as amazing. I'm just releasing the first episode with no spoiler, if you will. So we got some hashtag hype, and then I have a quick question from Nick. So we'll go back to your question in a moment, Nick. So I can give you your answer. Very great question too. But okay, here you go. This is the news you all been waiting for. The first or the next summer series on this channel. It's going to be called, drumroll, Vacationing from Florida Space Coast. You probably removed the vacationing part, but basically this new episode on the channel, or this new series I should say, will be called Vacationing, or basically Florida Space Coast. So in this series, we're going to take a look at Port Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, Cocoa, Florida, Cape Canaveral, and yeah, a whole bunch of other cool, amazing areas, maybe even Titusville too. So again, this series is beginning June the 4th. That's right, June the 4th, with the first episode coming out, which will be the only Port Canaveral Cruise Port Best Tips. So there you go. This is actually the thumbnail for the episode. All I can tell you is it's one of the best ones I created to date. And I'm super excited to share the series with you guys. Absolutely an amazing series with, again, we're going to be going around the port for the first episode, giving you some insider and some things the public usually does not go to when you're at Port Canaveral. Say you're cruising into Port Canaveral for the day. we're going to give you some tips. Or maybe you're here for the Mardi Gras, say for example, and you want to look for some things to do that are at the port and that are free, or at least some of them are free. Again, some of the cool information about the port. We're going to give you basically a day guide. So if you're in the port for a day, maybe you got off a cruise in the morning, you want to look at some things to do at the port, well, this video is for you. We're going to take you to some of the coolest places in the port. A little spoiler, we're going to go to the Rodney S. Ketchum boat ramp. Amazing boat ramp at the Cape. Plus, we're going to be going to some of the best restaurants at the Cape. I'm going to be telling you the top 3 best restaurants at the port. And there's some other ones I didn't even cover in that episode because there's just so much to do with the port. Plus, we take a look at what makes Florida Space Coast a space coast. So we're talking about that. We'll show you that in the episode. Plus, we show you some hotels. So again, stay tuned for that. That's coming out at, guess what, June the 4th with the first episode. The next episode comes out every single Friday. It's either going to be on the main channel, the main episodes of Florida Space Coast, and then the secondary episodes, which is more like ship spotting videos, will be coming out on my second channel, the Cruise Junkie. So again, make sure you subscribe to both of those so you do not want to miss it, and turn the notifications on because when it goes live, this episode you do not want to miss. So there you go, guys. That is the brand new series. Hope all of you are very excited for that. So if you have a question now, if you guys have any last minute cruise questions, feel free to put them down in the chat down below, and I'll do my best to answer them for all of you guys. So Nick from Travel with Nick, he answers random question: have you done the sky pad before on a cruise? So yes, Nick, I actually did indeed do it once on the cruise on the Mariner of the Seas, which is one of the 2 ships that actually have it. Again, as of right now, I believe actually there's more ships that have it, but I believe there's like 5 or so. Don't quote me on the number. I said it was 2, but actually I believe now it's checked. It's 5. I have done the sky pad before. A really cool venue. If you really enjoy that VR thing and the trampoline thing. For me, it was very fun. Definitely a highlight and a must-do on the cruise. I did really enjoy it. Only complaint is the line is really long, and yeah, that's the only complaint. And the time you have on there is not the longest. It's probably around like 2 minutes. But for the line you wait in, the time it takes to get strapped in, a little bit long. But overall, an amazing experience and a must-do if you're on a Royal Caribbean ship with SkyPad. So yeah, again, guys, really looking forward to getting back on a cruise ship and sharing some of that content with you guys. Hopefully, it's very soon and not as long as we think it's going to be. So, yeah, there you go, guys. So, it's 5:55. We're going to have 5 minutes left on this week's show. So, once again, if you stay tuned for content on the channel, we're going to be publishing the first episode of Vacationing from Florida Space Coast on the only June the 4th. Around, I believe, 11 o'clock, or about basically I think 12 o'clock. I'll go check, guys. It's gonna be coming out. No premiere for this episode because of course I'll be in Port Canaveral and no time for a premiere, but of course you definitely want to make sure you check it out. Trying some new video editing things in there, so again, let me know what you guys think when it comes out. Love hearing you guys' feedback. You guys are one of the best communities out here on YouTube, so I want to thank every single one of you, my moderators, Nick, and of course John from Daniel Travels. We appreciate you guys coming in here every single week. Definitely means a lot. So the video comes out, or I should say of course the first episode comes out as of right now. It is scheduled to come out at 12 o'clock. So right when you're getting off of school, if that's your final day, or you're simply getting off of work for the lunch break, make sure you check it out. It's about a 3-minute episode of the show, but it's worth every moment of it. So again, there you go. That is the first episode for sure. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments below. The Traveling Heartbeats, that sounds like a new name to me. So again, thank you so much for checking out the live stream. It definitely means a lot. So good to see you guys here, and thank you so much for stopping by. So there you go. So John from Daniel Travels has a question. He says, question, is there a easy/cheaper way to get to the cruise ship to tourist places in Port Canaveral area? So John, yeah, there's of course the cheapest way, which is a sarcastic answer. It's of course walking. Well, Port Canaveral is a very walkable port, so you could of course walk if you of course want to put maybe a mile on, but yeah, again, walking is the cheapest way to get around. Of course, there's Ubering. I think Ubering is the cheapest way to get around without actually having to walk around the port. There definitely are Ubers around the port, so probably is the cheapest way to get around, maybe Ubering. There is no shuttle, to my knowledge, that takes you around the port. Again, not quite sure if there are one, but I don't believe there's a shuttle that takes you around the port. There probably is a shuttle that takes you maybe to the Cocoa Beach Pier from the port. There's a ship and port, maybe. But I know there definitely is not a shuttle that takes you around to all the local attractions and things and restaurants to do at Port Canaveral. So hope that answers your question. If you have another question, feel free to put them down below. Traveling Heartbeats have a question. Says, are you excited for the Norwegian Prima? Yeah, so I'm actually stoked for this ship. The reason is it's coming to Port Canaveral. It's one of the reasons I'm stoked for this ship, but just because it's something new for a Norwegian cruise line. It's not going to be a bigger ship. Like most cruise lines that build a new class, usually bigger and better. But Norwegian said, you know what? We're going to focus on the guest to crew ratio. So it's just amazing what they're doing with this ship. I'm literally really looking forward to sailing it. Again, hope to sail it sometime soon. Maybe when it comes out, the prices aren't too expensive. Speaking of new ship prices, the Disney Wish. Have any of y'all booked the Disney Wish for its inaugural sailing? I was looking at maybe doing it because I never done Disney cruise before, but yeah, guys, the prices for the Disney Wish, y'all, is expensive. It's like $4,000. I looked up the prices for it. So yeah, y'all, I did not book the Disney Wish as of right now, just due to the prices. But if you did, let me know. Hoping again the Disney Wish maybe a later sailing when the prices go a little bit more affordable. Again, for the price of the Disney Wish inaugural sailing, for an interior, I think I can do like 2 Royal Caribbean, or probably like 4 Carnival cruises in an interior for the same price, which is just crazy. So yeah, John has a question. He's not a question, but like a response to his question. He says, I didn't know a lot of things at the port are in a miles walking distance. So yeah, actually, John, the port is very walkable, depending where your ship docks. If your ship docks at Cruise Terminal 5, which I believe is where all the smaller Carnival ships dock, it's a little bit more of a hike. But if you're docking with, because if you guys cruise Norwegian, you dock at I believe Cruise Terminal. I'm not quite sure the Cruise Terminal. I believe it's either 9 or 10. If you dock at Cruise Terminal 10, I believe, it's a pretty quick of a walk to get through. You just basically hop on Charles Rowland Drive. You basically walk over on State Road 401, then you can walk and then take Mueller Road, and then you just basically hop on that road, and you'll get to basically what they call the Cove in Port Canaveral. Again, we're going to be talking about the Cove a whole lot more in Florida Space Coast, so make you stay tuned. There's a lot of cool things you can do, very close in the proximity, and here's the deal. We were there for literally almost the whole afternoon, and we didn't film half the things to do at the port because there was just so much to do, and it's definitely a whole big day trip at the port. So Bill from MGM Family Travel, good to have you in here, Bill. It's again good to have all of you in here for this week's live show. So if there's actually not anyone going live at 6 o'clock, so I don't think there is anyone going live this week at 6 o'clock, so we'll make it a little bit over our time slot because we didn't go again live at exactly 5 o'clock as we usually do. So it looks like there's no one else actually going live right now, so we're gonna go a little bit over on our time if that's okay with you guys. So if you have any more cruise questions, feel free to put them down in the comments below. Again, we're going to talk more about Port Canaveral in a later episode of the Vacation from Florida Space Coast, where we make sure to do a Q&A at the port. So if you guys have not already, follow me on Instagram. It's at The Cruise Show. I'm going to do about like Ask Me Anything, where I'm going to basically read those questions live at the port if they're about Port Canaveral. So again, feel free to follow me at The Cruise Show on Instagram. Again, that's the best way you can catch up on all the behind the scenes stuff we do. Best way to do that is at The Cruise Show on Instagram. So another thing I do want to talk about before we get on up out of here is basically why have I not been uploading frequently? That's another thing. People have just been asking me that personally. The reason is, of course, quality. I had this conversation with someone yesterday, and quality, guys. I want to produce the best live streams, the best, at least the best quality, I should say, videos too. So I've been taking a little bit of a break to produce up the quality, and of course film some original content for you guys with, of course, vacationing from Florida Space Coast. And Bill from MGM Travel says we are heading to see the Mardi Gras in a couple of weeks. That's awesome, Bill. So if you're going to be actually at Port Canaveral on the 4th, let me know, and maybe we can do a meetup, and that would be great. And again, Sadly, the sad thing about, I know for all the my travel agents friend, I just listened to Port Canaveral commissioners meeting, I believe on Thursday, so about yesterday, and sadly they will not allow ship tours or terminal tours anytime soon with the Mardi Gras, which is kind of upsetting. I do hope one day that they will allow it, and again, I hope we can get to a point where all of us creators or travel agents can do ship tours again. I was luckily, before this whole thing happened, I wasn't quite there with the threshold where I could get on a ship tour, but hoping to do that one of these days. That would be fun for sure. I do know, sadly though, that ship tours will be are on hold right now, but hopefully we can get them back very, very, very soon. So again, it's very interesting to see. Again, as Blaine mentioned earlier in the show, if you guys are just tuning in, we had a conversation about the Mardi Gras. And Carnival announcing the big news overall with them getting approval for all of their 3 home ports in the Caribbean this summer, which is of course Galveston, Port Canaveral, and Miami. So I believe they haven't announced the Port Canaveral home port. What ship's going to be selling out of Port Canaveral? My guess is the Mardi Gras will be the next ship they're going to announce, because supposedly they actually are fully crewed on the Mardi Gras, or at least they're above minimum manning positions. If you guys don't know what minimum manning positions are, minimum manning is when the ships are below 100 crew on board the ship. So that's minimum manning. That's around 100 crew on board the ship. So when it's not minimum manning positions, that's usually somewhat around again, normal occupancy, which is usually around 500 to 1,000 crew on board the ship. So if the cruise ships you're seeing, if you see Facebook posts where they're like 1,000 crew got vaccinated, you can tell that that ship may be next to resume sailings because they have such a high crew number on board. So there's a little tip for all you guys looking at figuring out where the next cruise ship is. So Positive Vibes Adventure, Danny, good to have you in here. My buddy Dominic from Happy Cruising, Dominic, good to have you in here. Again, hope you're doing well all the way down there in South Florida. I know you guys are about to get back cruising down there in South Florida this summer with Bahama Paradise. Before we get on out of here, guys, again, let's touch basis on Bahama Paradise too, because, well, again, one of my most popular videos is Bahama Paradise, and I still get people comment all the time about Bahama Paradise. So again, y'all, we're going to talk about a little bit about Bahama Paradise, such as, again, will they actually be able to restart on their supposed date? Now, again, I can't comment. I don't know what Bahama Paradise is behind the scenes, so I can't comment like behind the scenes if they're actually going to be able to stick that date. I hope they do. Again, I hope all these cruise lines stick their June restart date. But the biggest date we have to, or the biggest thing you have to look for with Bahama Paradise that tells us if they're going to be resuming sailings is if they get basically the ship leaves Freeport. When the Grand Classica leaves Freeport, Bahamas, we can tell that they're going to be resuming sailings. Because if that ship does not leave Freeport before, say like sometime next month, they most likely are not going to be able to resume sailings with test cruises or everything. So, yeah, again, we need to look for that date. So as soon as the Grand Classica leaves Freeport, we know that Bahama Paradise is going to be resuming sailings. Well, and another thing is, if the Grand Classica leaves Freeport and it heads to Europe, we definitely know Bahama Paradise has really bigger problems than what we think they're going to be resuming sailing. So, yeah, as soon as the Grand Classica either sets for AIS to, West Palm Beach, or it sets it AIS to, of course, West Palm Beach, or another port in the Bahamas, we know that Bahama Paradise is going to be resuming sailing. So I want to touch base on that because, again, a lot of folks are been asking about Bahama Paradise and see if they're going to be asking about that. And Dave from Positive Vibes Adventures, he says, what is your best way to see when shuttle launches are? I want to try to see it around Labor Day. So Danny, first of all, shuttle does not launch anymore, but I know what you're trying to say here. When is the best time to see a rocket launch off the Cape? So my favorite thing to see the rocket launch, where of course I live in the backyard where you can see an amazing view. My favorite place to go is to the beach and watch it, depending where it's launching from. So Danny, again, I can do another show about the space, part of the Florida Space Coast. If you guys want down the road, let me know in the comments if you ever want it, like comments of this video. Again, we like to hear it. But best way to see it. So again, I've done the Falcon. I've been to a lot of the Falcon 9 launches, and the best way to see it actually launch, depending where it's launching from. So SpaceX uses 2 pads, and again, I'm using SpaceX as an example because SpaceX is really the only rocket launch company other than ULA that